Hey everybody, Jim Powers with SBLive.com here in Missouri. And it's holiday week, it's Thanksgiving week. And for two schools here in the St. Louis metro area, that means one thing. That's the Turkey Day game, the Frisco Bell, everything involved. It's Kirkwood and Webster Grove. And it's a pleasure and an honor to catch up with somebody that I've had a chance to cover, not only playing in this game, but now he's coaching in this game. It's the head coach of Kirkwood, Jeremy Maclin. And Coach, first off, congratulations on a great season, thus far, your first year at the helm. But, talk a little bit about Turkey Day. You played in this game many years ago, and now you're the head coach in this game. Kind of talk about your feelings about that.
Yeah, first of all, appreciate you having me on, but it's a great tradition. You know, Obviously, the goal is you want to be playing, on Saturday down in Columbia. But if there was ever a consolation that means so much, this is it. It's so much history here. Two great communities coming together to celebrate each other, and then also, on Thanksgiving, man, it doesn't really get any better than that. The crowd's always fantastic, no matter where you play at. So these kids, I talked to my kids the other day. I said, you guys have, some of you guys have been here, you've watched Turkey Day, but you don't really understand the feeling until you come down that come down that hill on Thanksgiving Day when you see all the people in the stands and you kind of see that you're the only thing that's playing at the time, and how much it means to everybody about how many people that come out and see it.
And that's the thing that's so incredible. This will be my 11th Turkey Day broadcasting, and I remember the first time I went to the game, like, okay, Thanksgiving, really? I was just amazed at the crowd support. But then as you start to dig into it, just everything that goes, in the back, behind the scenes, the chili cook-off, the friendship dance, all of that kind of stuff, bringing these two communities together. And that's the really, really cool thing, I think, about this whole deal.
Hold on, my dogs are barking. Yeah, like I said, man, there's so much history behind it. It goes back to, I believe, 1907. Historically, these are two great programs as well. So, I think that's makes it super special. You get neighboring communities, you get two great football teams, you get two great programs, and you get a chance to go out there and play for the Frisco Bell. Like you said, everything that goes into it, from the pep rallies on Tuesday to the pep rallies Wednesday to the chili cook-off, it just means a lot to both communities.
Without a doubt. Now, as a player, when you played in this game, what was your thoughts going into it? Like, wow, we're playing on Thanksgiving. And then how cool of it for you was it as a player to be able to play in this game?
As a player, I believe I'm the only class to ever play in all four. I believe the 2006 graduating class, right? For Kirkwood, because, I think Webster went to state my freshman and sophomore year. And then we were able to play junior and senior year as well. So, it meant so much, man. Both programs were really good at the time. Webster was able to get to state. We weren't. Then my junior, senior, we lost in the semifinals. So, you kind of moping around and you kind of feeling bad about yourselves, and you kind of saying shoulda, coulda, woulda, but then you go out there on Turkey Day and you're like, you forget everything. You forget everything that happened the prior week before, 2 weeks before, and you're ready to go out there and play because you understand, what this means to, not only the school, but to the community. And I think that's the big part. It's not just two schools. It literally is two communities that are playing on Thanksgiving.
And there's a lot of people in Kirkwood and Webster that would say we would much rather win the Frisco Bell than win a state championship. True or false?
Yeah. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. I think, as a player, I think that, if there's ever anything that can equal a state championship, I would say the winning, keeping that Frisco Bell or getting the Frisco Bell back is right there. So.
Now, as a head coach, you're taking your experiences and now you're bringing it over to the kids. And what are you going to tell the kids this week in the build up to Thursday, using your experiences as playing in this game now as the head coach?
Yeah, my big message after the SMEC game has always been, guys, there are 8 teams in the state of Missouri that get the end on the win, right? You got the 1 through 6 champions, you got 8-man football champions, right? And
Yeah.
then you got the winner of Turkey Day. Those are the only teams in the whole state of Missouri that gets to end the season on a win. So yeah, while you may be devastated right now, maybe upset right now, we have an opportunity to kind of, put a stamp on this season. To get a chance to get to 7 wins, and had a lot of guys who stepped up this year and were able to do some really really cool things. And so that's been my message to these seniors, man. Kind of, how do you want to be remembered? We've had the bell for the past 7 years, I believe. So how do you want to be remembered? You want to keep that thing at home, and you want to go out on top.
Let's talk about the season. Obviously, a great season for you guys. I know middle of the year kind of dinged up a little bit, shuffled the feet, so and then obviously in that gauntlet in Class 6 and Class 6 District 1 with CBC, DeSmet, all those guys. Talk about your first year and how you feel it went with these guys.
I've learned so much, man. Being a coach now, my main goal, my main purpose is, how can I put my kids in position to be successful, both on and off the football field? So as a coach, you always kind of beat yourself up a little bit when your kids don't come out on top. But I learned so much this year. I'm super grateful for the opportunity. And I'm really, really excited about the future. I believe that this senior class was able to kind of accept me and accept, kind of my viewpoints and my philosophies, and kind of the way I go about things. And that's not a very easy thing to do. I've been doing things for a certain way for so long. I got the utmost respect for Furl, but him and I are completely different. We're completely different personalities. We got different ways of how we view things. So I appreciate that class, and they've kind of, seen my vision and kind of put it into motion for me. And now we're able to kind of build on that. So I'm really excited about the future. I'm really excited for Thursday. I believe just continue to take steps in the right direction. But this year I learned so much. Kirkwood is a special place for people that don't really understand the tradition at Kirkwood, understand Kirkwood football, and kind of everything that goes behind it. It's a pretty special place. And on Friday nights, you can just feel it by the stands and kind of the energy in the stadium. So I'm super, super, super grateful for the opportunity.
How much in your coaching style, and obviously you played for one of the best, at Mizzou in Gary, how much did you take from Coach Pinkel to bring over to the Kirkwood program, just personality wise, and how you go about doing your business on a day-to-day basis?
Yeah, man. I've had an opportunity, not just Pinkel, but look at Coach Reed, and even some of the people that McDermott. I played for McDermott. I played for Doug Peterson, Deuce Staley. I've played for a lot of really, really good guys, and yeah, it's coaching at different levels. But there's so much you can take from it. My big thing is, hey, I look at all these different things that they used to do, and I go back and I see if it works for me. So if it works for me, I try to apply that to what I'm doing, kind of apply that to the way I go about things, and kind of see what response I get. At the end of the day, I think the great coaches learn. They're always learning, right? So I'm always going to be learning. I'm always going to be adapting. I'm always going to be updating, getting rid of things, bringing new things in. So, but I think from a starting standpoint, I think I got a really, really good. I think I'm in a really, really good spot. And luckily for me, I can call any of those guys, Coach Pinkel, Coach Reed, and just ask for advice. The big thing for me is I just want to be real with the kids. These are 15, 16, 17, 18-year-old kids that they can see through the BS. So my big thing is I got to be real with them. I got to be there for them. I got to be present. I think those are the two big things: being real and being present.
Absolutely. Talk about your kids now, and your quarterback thoroughly impressed me all year long. I mean, coming off getting his first starts this year, I thought he came so far from the beginning of the year to the end of the year. It was just really, really great to see. Talk a little bit about him, and then he's got some pretty good weapons on both sides of him, out on the edges. So talk a little bit about offensively those guys.
Yeah, man, I'm so proud of Lewis. He was a guy that I would think even he would tell you that he didn't know if he was good enough to do it. And he's come so far. He played very, very big for us in some big football games. look at the Eureka game. If he doesn't play the way that he plays that game, we don't win that game. And I'm so proud of him and his leadership and his willingness to get better each and every week. That's the thing about it. We're not going to have all the answers. We're not going to play perfect each and every game, but can we get better each and every week? And I think that he did that. I think he put us in a position to be successful in a lot of games. Like I said, we were dinged up in the middle of the year. Obviously, when you lose Dion, that's a tough shoes to fill. But I was so proud of him and his leadership. And I just mentioned Dion, but my junior class, I got a lot of weapons in that junior class right now with Dion, Tyler Macon, Cam Richardson, Jaden Miller. There's even more. There's some sophomores. So, like I said, when I say I'm excited about the future, I really am. But all the credit right now goes to the senior class because they kept us in line, they kept us intact, and those guys stepped up and played some big roles for us this year. In particular at the quarterback position with Lewis, Darius Jones. He's I don't play favorites, you know what I mean, but he is one of my guys, man. He's special. He does a lot of good things on both sides of the ball, and I'm super excited and I'm super grateful to have coached him for sure. So we got a lot of guys.
No doubt about it. Well, Jeremy, I appreciate the time. It's always great to catch up with you, even though we're doing it over Zoom right now, but I'll definitely make sure to stop down on the field on Thursday at Turkey Day. But great first season. Excited for what the future holds for you and for the Kirkwood football program.
Yeah, appreciate it, man. Thank you.
No
Thank you,
problem.
thank you.
Jeremy Maclin, the head coach at Kirkwood, joins us. And once again, Turkey Day, Webster and Kirkwood, noon on Thursday over at Kirkwood. It's always a great, great atmosphere. It's going to be a lot of fun. And some great, great players have come out of this game, and we just talked to one of them. So thanks so much to Coach Maclin for joining us. Thank you for tuning in to sblive.com on the Missouri side.